Good morning. We'll give everyone a couple minutes here.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. Good morning. We'll just wait a few more minutes. See who else is coming on. Then we'll get going.
Give everyone a 10:04 and we'll get started.
Okay. All right. So how was everybody's week?
Good morning. Doing great.
Good morning. Good, good, good.
Good morning. It was good.
Yeah. Had a good weekend?
Yes, I had an open house, had a lead that I'm still working on, and crossing my fingers that something goes through.
Awesome. Hey, it was something. It was movement, right?
Exactly. It felt good.
Yeah, absolutely. So good. Anybody else?
Going to Tampa today to do some showings.
Oh, okay. You were like, you know what? I'll just go up there and do it.
Yeah, it worked out. It
Oh,
worked out. I'm available today.
oh, that's awesome. That's good. Yeah, I hope that works out for you. Um,
Thanks.
yeah, you're welcome. Anybody else have anything? Otherwise, I'm gonna go right into Zillow. And then how about calls over the week? The past week, who feels like anybody was slow or what do you think with Zillow incoming?
Good morning.
Good
Dana.
morning.
I had a busy weekend.
Okay,
I
good.
was in Lakeland doing a virtual video for my clients in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
We sent an offer yesterday, so I'm hoping, I know it's gonna happen. It's gonna go through.
Awesome. Awesome.
Um,
Was that a Zillow client or a regular client?
no,
What-
that's my client.
Your
That was a
self
referral,
one.
yeah,
Good,
from
good.
yeah. So that's good.
Mhm.
And with Zillow, last weekend I showed a couple of houses to another client, and she decided to ghost me. But
Oh,
I gonna I keep sending her funny messages, hoping that she's gonna come back to me.
yeah. Yeah.
I have 2 more Zillow people that I'm working with,
Mhm.
like sending them homes. Hopefully we get to tour soon.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start a program in Angel was kind enough last week to give me the information for Don. He is a mortgage broker who has a really good how I can say that, like incentives for the first responders. So
Okay.
I'm working on the flyers because I'm gonna create like a whole campaign, and I'm gonna start like like hitting those kind of like areas.
Mhm.
Anything that is teachers, anything that is firemen, and all that stuff. And also, I do have a question that I tried to do send like a mass email to my sphere
Mhm.
to command. And it was a friendly email just telling them, hey, I'm still here. I'm in Florida. I'm ready for any business. If you know someone or if you're interested. And I
Mhm.
went to send it. It flagged me that has like the content was, there's
Okay.
some kind of alerts. And I don't know why.
Yeah. Okay. Did you say you tried to do it through command or was it follow up, boss?
But I did it through command. So I was like, I
Through
had to
command.
follow up.
Okay. Send me over a screenshot of it, of the message if you could. And then I'll look into it and find out.
Okay.
You
Perfect.
you may have to send it in a certain way. I remember something like this happening in the past. And it was something with us as well. The team, one of our team members from admin sent something over and it got kicked back from that as well. And it's like you have to do it through a certain link. So yeah, let me look into that and then I'll get back with you. But definitely screenshot and email that over to me if you could.
Okay. Okay. I will. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Yeah, you're welcome. Anybody else? Anybody feel like it's been too slow for them with Zillow or want to look into any of that with your numbers? If you want to go over any of your numbers with that. And I can tell you how many call attempts you had, pickups, connections. Let me see who else is on here.
Okay, well, we'll just get started. I'll ask you guys how your week has been, and you guys tell me what you've done throughout the week here. We'll start at the beginning. We heard, Laura, how you were doing in Justice, but Adrian, how was your week? What have you done last week and over the weekend? How many calls? Any clients, any deals, open houses? Tell us everything. Adrian, you there? All right, Adrian, we'll come back to you. Joseph, how's it going? I hear you got some stuff going over to Tampa. You're going everywhere again. So you went from being in the Palm Coast, now you're going to Tampa.
Yeah, it's a lead that I got with no referral fees.
Nice.
And it's $500,000. So, when it comes to that, I'll travel 2 hours all day, every day. It's like an hour and 30 minutes. But yeah, definitely,
How's everything else?
busy,
Going a lot of calls, open
busy.
houses or showings?
No. I just listed a home in Melbourne like 10 days ago. It's already under contract.
Nice.
Did a lot with that. I'm also doing some coaching right now. That's taken a lot of my time. So doing that, and I'm also working some of these Zillow leads, but the Zillow leads are eating up a lot of time, and I'm getting ghosted by people, even after offers have been put out there and stuff like that. So trying to juggle that as well, the coaching, getting business going and everything. It's taking up a lot of time, but yeah, I had to slow down Zillow a little bit because a lot of people are just wasting my time, just to be honest.
Okay, what do you mean by, so we'll have to dig into this more and we'll do maybe one-on-ones with. So you're getting offers out for them and then they're ghosting you?
Yeah, so I have people that are okay. So we're putting in offers. I'm contacting the listing agent. Hey, is this offer going to work? Listing agent tells me no. I already have an offer at asking. So I go back to the client and I said, hey, they already have offers at asking. And they're like, well, I still want to put in an offer below asking anyways. I'm putting
Yeah.
down 80%, down. I'm financing 20%. And I told them, okay, yeah, sometimes people do accept those offers over the higher offers, right? We've talked about that in our
Yeah.
meetings. And but still, I mean, at the end of the day, when they're telling me they have offers at asking or above asking, and we're going in below asking, it's like, you know, it's a long shot for sure.
Yeah. Well, try to
And
call their bluff sometimes. I had an agent do that to me recently, right? And I put in an offer that was under price, under theirs, and not very much. And then all of a sudden they countered me back, still under their asking. I'm like, well, I thought you had other offers. Sometimes they just say that to try to get people to start offering. So I will call their bluff out, especially if my buyer is really adamant of doing it. But then, just remind them, hey, you may not get the house. But there's been quite a few that have been called out lately with their bluffs of saying, I have offers. And all of a sudden, you have offers over asking, then how come it's still, not pending a week later? Like, well, then they start backpedaling, right?
yeah,
So just
yeah,
get it to them in
exactly.
writing. I
And
mean,
that's tough, right? Because
yeah,
if you're telling your client what they're telling you, but they're lying to you, and then they see that the home is still on the market, you know what I mean? It's tough, And then
yeah,
I text and call this guy, he doesn't answer, and I said, "Hey, what's
yeah,
going on with the house?" He's not answering, so it's not much I could do there.
yeah. And you send them the offer.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
sometimes they might have to call their broker record, to be honest with you. But we can look into that, especially you're sending in offers and they're not responding and telling you they've already had stuff and they're still on the
Well, we
market.
sent we sent an offer to a previous house that was last week, and then this house, I told him what's going on, and he kept asking me, "Well, what offer did they accept?" I'm like, "Dude, I don't know.
Yeah, they'll
I've
never.
asked them. I don't.
Yeah,
They're not going to tell us that. All I know is that they told me they had multiple offers at asking or higher.
so
That's the
one
information I got. And then after that, he ghosted me.
And one time I always so here's how one time you can bet them like find out what the offer is. And I would say, hey Joe, most likely I'll try to ask them, but 99% of the time they're not going to tell us the offer. And then I switch it. And here's the reason why, Joe, is if I'm your agent and I told the people the offer that you accepted and that offer gets canceled, now they know they don't have to put anything higher than that and you will accept whatever offer that is. So that's not doing due diligence or, fiduciary values from my seller at that time. And hey, I'm fighting for you, even if I list your house the same way as I am on the buy side. So yeah, I'm trying, but trust me, they're not gonna majority of the time won't give. And they do, man, that's awesome for us because now we know where we can need to be when it comes back. So
Yeah.
you
Yeah, I
kind of
told him
flip
all
the
that.
script, yeah, you flip the script as if they're the sellers, and then sometimes they realize, and sometimes they never do. So
Yeah.
it does suck that they never respond to you. That's the worst part with agents.
Yeah, and then the past 2 weeks, I had another client from Zillow. Told me he was going to meet me at the client's house. I was getting a lot of pushback about the showing agreement. He didn't want to sign it at all, but it's okay. I come prepared. I have some in my car.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to this guy 20 minutes before the appointment. I get there, he cancels on me. And then it happened again last week where he's telling me, hey, today we're going to meet there. I said, okay, great. Hey, you haven't signed this yet, but don't worry. I have a copy for you. We can go over it before we go in the house. And he's like, okay, great. I get there. Then he cancels on me again, like 15, 20 minutes again before I got there. So right there alone, just by those 2 times and all the talking I've done with him, that ate up like 6 hours of my time. And not just that, the previous person I had in Zillow before that, she didn't want to get pre-approved before we went. I said, okay, that's not really how I like to do business, but that's how Zillow wants us to do it. So ate the bullet. I did it. Met with them in Point Siena, about an hour and a half drive for me, and then we went to Daytona Beach after that. 2.5 hour drive after that. We saw about 5 homes in Daytona. She loved one of them. We went to put an offer in, get pre-approved. She can't get pre-approved for another year.
Well, I would only
Um,
showed her one. I wouldn't have showed her Point C in Daytona. So it's not a Zillow thing, just so you guys know, Zillow doesn't want us, they want us to get everyone pre-approved right away with them. Our
But in their training, they
philosophy,
want us to show us. They want us to show them
well,
the house
that's
before they
our
get pre-approved.
philosophy. We like you to do it, but if they're gonna try to have you drive all over the state of Florida for one day, then yes, I would. But if it's, hey, I'm going to go show you a house down the road in my area, that's what we're trying to get, is everything around where you guys are at. I will meet that person, and if they don't get approved, so be it, and they can't get approved, now that's my client for the future in my pipeline. But yeah, Joe, I'm not going to drive to Point Siena, then to Daytona Beach, and then, back to Orlando to show you houses when we don't know. But I'll go show you one that's in my area, right?
But if they
That's
say they don't
what-
want to get pre-approved until they see homes, what do you tell them?
Yeah, I would tell them, hey, yeah, let's go take a look at it. We'll go take a look at one of them, just kind of get a feel of what you're looking at, but we need to take this first step. And I will do this in person at the first home. I wouldn't schedule everyone else. Like, hey, we can only get into Point Siena today or whatever, right? By your house. And then we have that conversation about the homes, and then well, not a big deal. Let me get you with my lender real quick. He'll get it done in an hour. He'll get you that piece of paper so we can get into the rest of these houses. I don't want you driving around wasting your time and money if we can maybe afford more or less, but we'll know, right? So you just kind of spin it, and you spin it as in you don't want to waste their time and money, not yourselves, right? And then they start thinking, well, yeah, I don't want to go drive all the way over here to look at a house if I can't afford it and love it. Like what happened to her, right?
Yeah, I tried to do that. I said, hey, it's a good idea to get pre-approved because we don't even know if you can get approved at this time. And there's also different types of loans. And we need to know what type of loan you're approved for. Because if this is a home that's only taking conventional loans and you have an FHA loan, then we're pretty much just spinning our wheels. And she said, no, that's fine. I don't mind driving around and seeing things before I make up my mind.
So then what I would have done for the Daytona houses, I would have said, hey, the Daytona houses are asking for approval letters before we can schedule to get in.
Right. Okay. Hopefully they don't call the listing agent on Zillow and ask them, but yeah.
Well, go ahead, they can, right? And then the listing agent says, sure, go ahead, and be like, well, that's their listing. They can do as they want. They can change their mind on what they tell me because it's
Yeah.
their rep, but then you're getting represented now by a seller.
Yep.
So be careful.
Yeah. Definitely.
And it's no credit chart, no credit effect or anything. It's just a conversation with the lender. That lender has those right questions that they can sniff stuff out. It's going to be bad. And
Yeah.
then now you're not spinning your wheels on someone, right? They'll call
Yeah.
and tell you like, yeah, I mean, just like all our local lenders, hey, you may want to like not go drive around as much for this client.
Yeah,
As
for
hard as
sure.
we want to do it, sometimes it's better not to.
Yeah. And then the client that I got in Zillow before that, an investor, he's seen vacant land in Stanford, and he's not local. So of course he had me drive out to these vacant lands to check it out for him, provide videos. And I did that. And then when it comes to doing the offers, we went over the comparable sales and everything. The comps were coming in higher than what his offer was going to get accepted at because we already like verbally negotiated things,
Yeah.
right? And I guess he was working with another realtor too because the day that we went to put the offer in, he's like, hey, so apparently we're the highest bid so far. And I'm like, what do you mean we're the highest bid so far? He's like, yeah, I know for a fact that we're the highest bid so far. And I'm like, okay, what do you mean? He's like, well, I'm doing other things in the background to see where we're at. But he's like, I don't want to put this offer in anymore. And I said,
Yeah,
okay, well, the only reason
yeah,
they're doing this because you're working with other realtors too, which is kind of shitty because I just went out there for a whole day, took a bunch of videos of vacant land for you. And now you're telling me that you're working with other people too. So,
you
I
got
mean,
to
just
be
between,
careful with investors. So vacant land, I know if he's not in town to do it, I spin it back to like, hey, let's just see if we can get the offer accepted to where we want, and we got us a due diligence period, and we can go cancel on them if we
I
want.
tried that.
Well, what I would do is, at the
I
end of the
tried
day,
that. Yeah. He didn't want to do that.
well, I would probably not have been driving around unless I had time to do it on vacant land for that, right?
Yeah, I
Put in
had
the
time to do
offer.
it for sure, but it's just between those 3 clients, probably 15 hours right there spent to get nowhere. When I could have been, maybe doing some other things, but I mean, it's part of the game, right?
Well, the one lady in Daytona, she should be your client for life, especially with all that driving when she gets available to buy a house, right? When you stay in contact. The investor, you got to be careful, guys, with investors. They will run you ragged. I've had investors that try to run me ragged before in the past. And if they want me to write, even the ones that want to write 100 offers, at one point you may need to tell them, like, hey, this is going to be $50 an offer I write on top of whatever compensation, because we're just spinning our wheels and just writing off. I have no problem getting you a good offer, but I have to be compensated for my times, and I will be here 100% for you, but I still need to make food on my table, right? And if someone else wants to do that and run free for them, you're not, at the end of the day, you got to let them go,
Yeah.
right? Especially if, with this guy now that you find that he's using other people, and like, of course you're going to be the highest offer when you get accepted. Why would they accept a lower offer, sir? You know what
Exactly. And not just that, like he was paying like 20 or 30% less than all the other comparable cells in the area. So when he's telling me he's paying too much, I'm like, sir, you're not. Look at the comparable cells. This is literally comparable cells down the street.
I mean? Yeah.
Literally down the street. You can't tell me that you're overpaying when you're paying like 10 to 15,000 less than everybody else is paying for the
That's
same
everyone
lot.
else on the road. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and then he had a heart attack supposedly, and then after that, it just went downhill from there because I kept calling him, just checking on him, and then he, his attitude after having a heart attack is like, "Look, man, I don't give a shit no more, and if you can get it done, great. If not, let's not waste time." So I was like, "All right, that's
Be
cool."
like, I did get it done. Now you don't want
Exactly,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Move on next. It's out of 3. So,
mhm.
but that's how I would handle those situations. Some you're not going to be able to handle at the end of the day, right?
I do have a question, Sam. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
ma'am.
In those scenarios where we had investors or people that are looking into land from far away, can we request like a front fee, like
You
for
can do
us to
whatever you
drive
want,
in
right?
front?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. You can do
Okay.
on the agreement, the exclusive buyers agreement, that you have a fee, right? For these
But
land guys.
yeah, but
Right?
that should be paying up front, so
Yes,
they're serious about it. Okay.
correct. Yeah, it's in the
I-
EBBAs if you want to have, and there are people that put those on there where, hey, for me to be your agent, there's a retainer fee, just like an attorney.
do they sell you that money or PayPal? How does that work?
Yeah, something like that.
Yes, I'll figure out how the best way to get it so we're in compliance.
Mhm.
But yes, there are agents that do, especially on some of the exclusive higher end listings. They will, for their buyers, they do a retainer fee. It's almost like a listing agreement, like a cancellation on a listing. They also do a cancellation fee. So yes,
Yeah,
you can.
I get a lot of text messages and calls of people like, "Oh, I see that you're a realtor. We are looking for like flipping houses. Do you have anything? Can you look for me?" All that stuff. But I'm like, I don't
No,
even know
so
how to find my information. So I
yeah,
try to stay away from those.
those are investors, especially if you get in those texts like, hey, do you got anything that's off market I can take a look at? Yeah, we all probably get 20 of those a day, right? And they're sending out mass text to all their agents. So they're wanting you to do all the legwork for them. That's what it is.
Yes,
So just
exactly.
be careful.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Hey, I got a quick question for you. I'm
Yes.
helping a client list their home. Um, really good client, friend of mine too. He's a doctor over in Brevard County. He finally was able to use me as his agent. He's thrilled. But now he has me working with his tenants. He's got me like doing final walkthroughs with his tenants this week. And now he just called me today saying that he wants his tenants to deep clean the carpet because the house, he bought a brand new house 2 years ago and they were the first ones to live in it. Now, I told the tenant that, and now they're telling me, can you show me where in the lease it requires us to pay a professional carpet cleaning? If it's not in the lease explicitly, this cost is borne by the landlord. The security deposit also cannot be used for these costs unless it's beyond normal wear and tear. I'm not trying to be difficult, but it's quite unreasonable since I did not see anything within the lease shifting this responsibility onto us.
Yeah, so you need to be careful because we're not his property manager, right?
Right.
Yeah, so you don't need to get legally involved with that. I don't even know if Murray really likes us doing property management. If we are, we have to create like a property management agreements and stuff, but you weren't initiated on any of these, so you really can't be handling him, you know what I mean? Because you're gonna get yourself tied up into something.
Yeah.
So I would revert that back to him and say, hey, this is what they're telling me.
hmm
So yeah, I would not, you're not their property manager. Does he self-manage?
I'm not sure.
I mean, how does he pay you? W-2 for doing this?
I'm doing a listing for him. I'm selling a house for him.
Okay, so you're just doing it out of kindness to do, just opening the doors for them. Don't give them any advices or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. But should I even be doing this walkthrough?
No,
No.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, right? You can't be a realtor. Now you can just go, I guess, open it. No one can tell you what you can do for someone as a friend, right?
hmm
Like, hey, I'm just going, but you're being compensated and then given any kind of legal advice or doing anything like that, that's where you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I'm just gonna let him know. Like, look, I talked to my broker, and he doesn't want me doing this because I am not your property manager. We don't have a contract, and legally, I can get into a bind because of these matters that are being brought up, and I'm not even your property manager legally.
Correct.
So, yeah, I'm just trying to help him out because, like I said, he's a family friend.
Yeah.
We have done a lot of work. We do handyman work. We've done a lot of handyman work for all his properties. So, it's nice that now he's allowing me to, list his homes and be his realtor now.
Yeah.
So back in my mind, I'm like, let me just help him out. You know what I mean? Since he's giving me this business and he's really impressed with my work so far.
You can open the door, but that's it, right?
Mhm.
Anybody can go open a door at a house if
Yeah.
the homeowner gives you authority. But the rest of it, you need to watch out.
Yeah. I appreciate it. I'll let him know.
Yes, sir.
I got a lead. I got a lead yesterday from Redfin,
Uh-huh.
and it was a vacant piece of land. No, it was a property, but it's not even in the MLS. So this guy was asking me questions and wanted to see the property, but it's not even in the MLS. And when I go to Redfin, the listing agent's name is not even on their phone number. What am I supposed to do with that?
I'll call you after this. Just text me the address and I'll find it.
Okay.
You gotta find it somewhere and then you call them, but if not, it may not be for sale anymore. All right.
Okay.
We go through Adrian.
Hey Sam, I'm here.
Good. Week.
Sorry.
What were you doing the last week?
So I did receive my first 2 Zillow leads. I have an appointment with them this week. And then I am working with one that came through Prime Street. That's gonna be a listing, and I have an appointment with them on May 1st.
All right, awesome. Staying busy.
Staying busy. Yeah. I also did hosted 2 open houses this weekend. I got 3 leads. One of them is going through the lender right now. They want to put an offer on the house that I was hosting.
That's awesome. Open houses or free business.
Yes, sir.
All right, good deal. Alberto.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Good. How was your week?
Well, I did a few showings. Actually did a couple showings. I'm gonna get an offer sent today. I'm just waiting for the buyer to send me the proof of funds because it's gonna be a cash offer. Which my computer just crashed, so either I fix it or it's gonna go to the trash. I'll figure it out. Yeah, I did a few showings. I noticed in the market, a house has been sitting for 160 days, 180 days. So I'm not being afraid to send offers. There's some people that actually wants to sell, and there's people who just want to see, hey, it's in the market. If you pay what I want. It happened to me in a house in Kissimmee. The lady she has a listing for 300,000, and she got a $347,000 offer, and she didn't accept it. And I asked her, "What do you want?" She says, "Look, that's not what I want." I says, why you listed for 300,000?"
Yeah.
And then she said, "Well, whoever's send me the highest and best, I'm gonna sell it to them." So it's like, but this is not the market for that. So there's different people, different type of sellers out
Yeah,
there.
yeah, there's gonna be wishful thinkers that are just trying to think they're still during that time. But yeah, hey
Yeah.
guys, if there's a house that's been out there for over 90 days, even 60 days, don't be afraid. I mean, I don't even afraid after it's been on just for a couple weeks. Send in low offers, right? If they're motivated sellers, you guys will get an agreement somewhere if both are motivated buyers and sellers. Right? I've sent in offers that are 100,000, 60, $30,000 less, right? We know it's way less than what the appraisal value is. And the listing agent will call you back, this is less. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and just counter me back then if they don't like it. Ask your buyer or your seller to counter us back, right? It's amazing that they counter back, and then you can counter back and forth a few more times to get a little bit better deal if they're really wanting to sell. Right, I have one now that we just should be accepted today. We sent, and it's only like a $400,000 house. We sent in $60,000 less, and we're getting it for about $35,000 less than asking. Right, but we sent something ridiculous in and kind of countered back and forth until we got where we're at now. So don't be afraid to do it. We're here to help our buyers, right? On the buyer side. Now on the listing side, you're here to educate your seller and kind of keep them getting the best price on the sale side. But if they need to sell and you only got one offer on the table, you need to probably work with them and figure out a happy medium, win-win. So I like that, Alberto. Yeah, don't be afraid to send in offers, even if they're low.
Yeah, so we're working on it. Yeah, there's some sellers that really, they're willing to sell. So yeah, I mean, in this case, this seller bought in 2022 for
Yeah,
100,000 less. So there's room for negotiation.
yeah.
Happens to me in a condo, in downtown. There was no room. He owns 329. Market values are all 300,000.
Mm.
So much to do there.
And yeah, they will and they may not. It may take you a month of negotiating, 2 months. This one that I finally got under contract, it was a month and a half of going back and forth because they kept thinking they were going to get the higher price, right? But they're not, right? And we're actually getting a pretty good deal on it because they refused to bring it down. They should have brought it down to what we were offering to see if they would get more, but it is what it is. And good job, Alberto. Brittany, how's your week been?
All right. Just same old thing, trying to follow up with some of these people here. I did put in that offer for that one guy I told you about, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, just not many leads came in. Yeah, just kind of babysitting the ones that I have here. I have a couple that I'm still working on pre-approvals. Some of them need, to work on their credit. I have those listings that are coming up, but yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it.
Listings are good to come up, and you're building your pipeline when you're saying you have people that are working on their credit, right? So they're your clients for the future. So you're building your pipeline for the future. That's what we're doing with these leads also, not just, we all like the ones that just come in and are ready to buy right away. But at that part, fire. All right, then Ingrid.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning,
So
how's your week?
my week, it's been kind of slow. I haven't got any. I was just talking to Dana to see if there is a update or something that I need to do, but I haven't got anything from Zillow from like the last 3 weeks. I was very lucky that I was able to get a Redfin client for the first time ever. I don't know what happened that I was able to get it, but I scheduled a phone call for today at 11. It's a seller for what I saw on the notes. She's selling an apartment because she wants to downgrade.
Okay,
So I think that might be a seller and buyer.
well, that would be good, seller and buyers. Yep,
Yeah.
good deal. Well, we'll look more into why you should be getting something in Zillow, so I don't know. We'll
Yeah,
talk with
not
Dana
even
on that.
the showing time that in the past.
Real-time touring, yeah,
Yeah, the real time touring, not even that. So I don't
okay.
know if
We
there is
gotta,
something in my
yeah,
end that I have to do.
we'll look at that and we'll get Dana back with you today.
No problem.
All right. Kira, Kira,
I'm here.
hey, how are you? How's your week?
My week was good. I finally had my Zillow deal that started in February close on Friday, so that was good. And then I just got my buyers under contract on Thursday and multiple offers, so that was exciting as well.
Good. You guys, we have it hard down in Texas and Florida and Ohio where she's at. They got to deal with the snow, the tornadoes now, multiple buyers, low price points, and then like she was talking about that one in February, guys. Their inspections have to also pass in certain areas city code enforcement inspections before they can sell the house. And they have to pass everything or the buyer can never move into the house. They got a couple extra hurdles to jump through with some, I mean, even the local city government gets involved with theirs. So good job, Kira.
Thank you. It was a long time coming, so
Yes.
got the momentum now. So let's keep
Yeah.
keep it going.
Get it cruising.
Yeah.
And they got a lot of investors up there where their price points are at. That just make them run ragged or try to.
Monday, Tuesday session, sorry.
All right, Mariani, how's your week? Welcome back.
Hey Sam, thank you, thank you. So it was good. I received some leads from the lead pool. Then I just sent me some Spanish that I need. I've been call them. I just got connect with like 3 for right now.
Mhm.
One of them they already bought a house. I got I believe I got like 3 calls back this week from them from
Okay,
this lead pool. And
okay,
then I took since last week like 2 Zillow leads. One I tried to catch it because she's from Tampa, so she wants to buy the house in Kissimmee, but it wasn't on the market, so I don't know how she find it in Zillow. That's was weird. So I'm trying to catch him again to see if I can hold them for this week. And the other one that I have, it is from New Jersey, so she's trying to relocate to here. So
okay.
yeah, that's pretty much so. Figure out again everything, try to make the calls because I wasn't in the game for a long time, for a couple months. So
Yeah. Welcome back. You're already running out
yeah,
there. Good
yep.
job. All right, Sarah.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you? How was your past
Good.
week?
It was really good. So I had a Zillow lead come in that I've been working with and going to appointments with. And then this weekend, he found a place that he wants to put an offer in. And now he's just like, I've got to call his lender today to try to see how many days they need till closing.
Okay. See where they're at with, yeah. Is he FHA or
He's
VA?
conventional.
Conventional? It's probably 30 days, but yeah, it's good to always double check and chat with their lender to ask them what kind of time frame they're looking at and needing.
Yeah, and then I have someone else that I've been working with for like a couple months. He is trying to work on his financing. They owe a lot of debt, so they're trying to pay off that debt in the next couple weeks, and then hopefully we can get an offer in on a place if it's still available.
Okay. And they've already spoke with a lender?
Yeah,
Told
they've
them what
spoke
to
with
do?
several.
Okay.
I got them in touch with ZHL first, and then there was some kind of falling out between him and the agent, and then he's talking with his bank, and then I recommended him a couple other lenders, and he's kind of getting the same thing said from all angles, but I think it's good because I don't think he understood with
Yeah,
the first lender, Zillow, he kind of blew up at them because it wasn't what he wanted to hear.
yeah, that's true. And then they hear multiple times, they realize facts are facts. That was a good job
Yeah.
of them. You're still getting with him and getting where he wants, so he's going to be your client for life.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, we've maintained contact and he's kept me updated throughout the whole process. And I've reached out to him too, just to see where he's at with everything. After all the calls with the lenders, they reach back out to me and tell me that they spoke to him, whatever. And then I call, I give him a couple hours and then I call.
Yeah, okay. Good job. All right, Sean.
Hey Sam, how you doing?
Good, how was your week? I know it. Let's let everyone else hear.
Yeah, week was good. Had a buyer presentation, got her approved. Finally narrowed it down over the weekend to 5 homes. So I'm now sending it off to the lender to crunch some numbers so I can see where we're at. I have 2 closings this week, another closing May 15th. And I've been busy, over 60 calls each week.
Nice. So it shows you more calls you do, the more it keeps coming back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to ask you, did you ever get that Webster lead?
No, still trying to figure that out. They're
Okay.
not ready yet.
Okay. Well, let me know if you need help on that. Yeah.
We'll do it for sure. Trying to figure them out still.
Yeah, and I'm still having some issues with my listings going on homes.com. They're not picking it up for some reason.
Yeah, we'll just have to stay on them for that.
Yeah.
See what's going on.
It's on my calendar to reach out to them today. So
Good deal. You're
Everything's
doing good. All right, Sharon.
Good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Last week was okay. I've got several new leads coming in through Prime Street and Redfin. So I have a couple showings. I have a couple this afternoon. I have one that you sent over, Sam, tomorrow. I have another one later this week. So that's good. I have 2 of the new leads who are actually want to do it the right way. They want to go and get pre-approved. So I have one following up with Andrea and one following up with Zillow Loans. I am encouraging both to go through Zillow Loans. So hoping that works, that
Yeah,
goes through.
at least get an opinion there. It's always free, right? And they know they're getting a good thing from Andrea too.
Yeah. I wanted the buyer's guide, and even though I did refer her to Eric, I guess because Andrea's name is in that, as we reviewed it, I said, but no, you can go to both. I said it's good to shop around and kind of get the best deal for you. It doesn't hurt. They can do soft pulls. So I have an open house coming up. So and also going to ramp up on my calls. So I have gone through with my existing leads and kind of tiered them into tier 1, 2, 3. So the ones that are tier 1 are from 0 to 3 months. So I'm focusing harder on those, and I have been able to get several re-engaged. So we'll see.
I like it. You heard that guy. She factors in the tiers 1, 2, and 3. The ones that are quicker, she's following up with them weekly. I'm sure the ones on 2 is bi-weekly and then monthly.
Yep. So that's what I did last week. So I'm gonna follow through with that this week. So I think again the tier 1s are very
Call it a hit list.
Hard. Yeah.
Yes. And consistency of doing the tiers goes a long way. Matt is one that really does that all the time, guys. He gets his hit list and he finds that person that week that needs a house. That 100% is towards them whenever they need to go. Night, day, morning, weekends. He will find them a house that week on the hit list. So awesome, Sharon. Good work. All right, Tim.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So I've been extremely busy, grabbing every call I can grab, working a couple of personal deals too, just stacking them up, building the pipe. 2 showings, 2 land deals, 1 open house coming. I tracked over 66 calls or interactions. I got 7 new leads, 7 new leads. I got multiple clients I'm working on. One's a buy and a sell. We got somebody coming in from Canada. Got multiple home searches going on. And then 1 closing that got pushed out 45 to 60. We had a problem with the property, but pretty certain it's going to go through. So just rocking it out, trying to get more across the line.
Good deal. Yeah, we're problem solvers. Not every deal is going to be smooth, guys. So if you need help on that, Tim, anyone hasn't helped you, you can call us so we can guide you,
Yep.
And just so you guys know, there's been a lot of deals this year that have almost canceled or are canceling outside of things that we have control over. And there's a lot of times we can figure out ways to help them still sell it or buy it, but it does take time. So both parties need to be good with the time frame that it may take some time, but it's going to normally take time, but there's normally solutions to figure these things out.
Yeah, I've got a good pool of help. I appreciate that. I got
Yeah.
Leo over my shoulder, real
Yep.
experience, got a lot going on. And then Matt's heavily involved as well.
Good deal.
Thanks,
All
man.
right, Vince.
Hello.
Hey, Vince.
What's going on?
Your week. How was your past week?
Let me see. I got a listing that we'll be going live with on probably Thursday or Friday. I have another listing right now that I have a showing taking place on. And I have a person in Daytona who's looking to buy a house somewhere in Tennessee or North Carolina, but he wants to sell his house in Daytona. So honestly, I've been dealing with a lot of listings, which has surprised me so far. So
All right,
a lot of listings so far.
All right, the person that's looking in Tennessee, did you find them a good buyer?
I got
Likely
him.
buyer's agent?
He already had it.
Okay.
Great question. He came in with the agent already. Because I guess his plan was to find something out there in Tennessee. But now he's looking to sell his house in Daytona, and that's where I came into play at. So I got in contact with the realtor he's been dealing with in Tennessee, and they're still kind of still trying to get the whole thing broken down. So it might be a little minute till he lists the house.
Okay. All right. Good deal.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But I
guys,
do
the
have-
reason I
but-
asked that, you guys,
Huh?
so the reason I was asking that, guys, so if you do have sellers, they normally need to buy somewhere again, right? And yeah, it might not be locally, but you can refer them and get, referral fee from the other agent. What I always tell my clients that are selling, like, hey, I will find you an agent that fits you. I will interview all the agents until I find the right agent for you, and I'll put you guys in contact. If I already don't have an agent in that area that I trust, I will find one for you, right? Because at the end of the day, they trust me to sell their house. They're going to trust me to help them find an agent for them if they don't have one. So, go ahead. Rest of it?
Yeah. That was it. Besides that, I mean, I've been making my phone calls. I have a few buyers that I'm working with, but the problem is these buyers, either their pre-approval is not close to what they were thinking of when it comes to purchasing the house, or they still need to get a few things like DTI in order before they can actually be approved for the amount they need to be approved for. So a lot of it is helping them out with that situation and just making more phone calls at the same time. If that makes sense.
Yep. Calls and being on phones. Yeah. Everyone wants to afford what they can afford at the end of the day. Sometimes reality checks, right? I would love to have a big old house on the lake or the ocean, but I know I can't afford it, right? So I afford it within my means. Sometimes they just have to be fact checked and, show them what's within their means. At the end of the day, whatever they can afford is still cheaper, most likely, than their rent is going to be for those same houses. So just kind of keeping them educated, guys. You guys are doing good. Any questions for me before we get off here?
Hey, I do got a question. So in follow-up boss, right? If I send out a text response, is that being registered as me following up with the client versus putting I know you put notes in that it shows, but if I send out a text, did that also click like, hey, he is in contact with the
Yeah, that's
agent
a-
with the client?
Yes, that's a contact. Yes, method.
Okay. All right. I just want to verify that because okay, cool. Thanks.
Hey, Sam.
Yes, sir.
Hey, so what's the dealio with Zillow texting versus the other text and follow-up boss? I am having clients that aren't getting my messages. So what I'm doing is copying and pasting it into the other text in follow-up boss, and then I'm copying and pasting it to my personal phone number. Are the Zillow and the one that's in follow-up boss, those two don't link up or sync?
No. All right. So, because not everyone's a Zillow client in our system, right? The Zillow, the texting feature that says Zillow, that is because they have a Zillow account like we do, but they have a Zillow account as a client or,
Right.
looking for houses. So they get push notifications through their Zillow app when you send Zillow. So yes, it goes to their cell phone, but it comes through like ours. You know how we get a push notification for a Zillow lead? That's how they get it. A lot of
Right.
times I start out by going to their Zillow profile because I know they're getting it through Zillow, right? It's getting push notification. And then I send them my, follow-up boss number. I'm like, hey, I'll just text you from my direct line. And then I just text them through my follow-up boss number.
All right. So the clients I was dealing with and Leah as well was saying they weren't getting the text. And then Leah found out that they actually have to be signed in to get the push notifications. So then I guess the play
Yes
is
and no. Yes and no. It depends on how they set it up. You know how when we set up our lead, just in general, how we have these different systems and the weather app, it says, hey, do you want to
Mhm.
get push notifications? They may say no. So then that time, yes, they need to be signed in to get it. Majority of the people probably just say yes, but then they got to opt out of no notifications if they want. So we don't know how they're doing that. Right.
so the smart play would be to copy and paste into the regular text, right?
Yeah, I would text. Yes, if they're not answering my push notifications, I
Mhm.
would text them through the follow-up boss. Then that's going directly to their cell phone, like I'm texting you.
Right, right. Yeah, because I made the initial call. They're cool. They wanted to, cool with text. They said that's best communication. So I don't want to
Yeah.
keep calling them. But if I copy and paste in that other one and I'm getting correspondence, and I'll just roll that way.
Yeah, and then just use that one all the time. Yeah, just text them there. Don't even use the other. Don't even use the Zillow portal.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, sir.
Find me the county of Fraser that one.
What's that? I must have been unmuted. Anyone else?
Yeah, I did want to say, just so you guys know, any type of communication like that to be changing the stages. I notice a lot of, maybe not everybody on here, but just a lot of agents in general, not changing from attempted contact when I can see the correspondent communication and follow-up boss of like back and forth with emails or text, whatever's showing up there. That is communication as well. Even if you haven't physically like spoke with, like on the phone, just still put it to spoke with customer because you are communicating with them some in that way. I just wanted to go over that. Thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Dana, just info. I saw a couple of your notes. I caught those up. There was one or two in there, like Joe from Saturday. So I should be sitting pretty. I appreciate it.
All right, well, you guys have a great week.
Good week.
Awesome.
Have a good week,
Well,
everyone. Yeah,
thank
that's
you.
great.
Thank you.
Sam. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm going to call you right now, Ingrid. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a
Bye.
good one, everyone.